Welcome back. So today we'll learn and write all the code that takes care of the behind the scenes functionality of our web app that we'll create using Node.js and Express. So let's get started. So before we go on with the live coding, you need to install Node.js, and this can be done by watching the video that's within this playlist or clicking on the video link in the description box. So let's get started with the live coding. So I'm opening VS Code, and here I have my intro.js file. So over here I'll write this console log hello world. So usually when we had to print it to our console, we linked it to an HTML page. But now we are no longer going to do that. We will try to use Node that we installed to print hello world in our terminal itself. So we can do that by just going to this directory where I have this file created, and then writing node and then the file name intro.js. So when we define it like this JavaScript file is now being used as a server-side JavaScript file. So now when I click on enter, you can see hello world is displayed in our terminal window itself. So this was a very simple Node.js code that we have written. So now we'll move on to our next example where we will be initializing something called npm. So before that, let's get to know what is npm. So npm stands for Node Package Manager. It contains all the packages that is developed by other creators that makes our life easy. Okay, so it's all bundled up, and within npm we have an important package called express. So that has all the code predefined for us, and we can just simply use them to create backend applications. Coming back to VS Code, here I have created a new folder, example 2, and within that I have index.js. So here I'm going to initialize npm first. So first I will go into the directory where my index.js is, which is example2. Click enter, and then I will write npm in it. So this is initializing npm. So here first the package name, you can just click on enter, and then the entry point is index.js. So that is right. We are going to write the code here, and then enter, and then yes, enter. So now you can see your package.json file is being created. So let's go and install Express within our npm package. So when I install Express, take a couple of minutes or seconds. And here you can see you have a package log.json and node modules that's been installed. So over here, if you see package.json, Express is also installed successfully. So now we can initialize that in our backend code and create our web app. So the first two lines that we will be writing for that is constant express is equal to require and then express. Okay, so this line will capture or it will take whatever we install and incorporate it in our JS file as well. So we will also add this line, app is equal to express initializing. So this successfully, these two lines have created our first express application. So now we have to connect it to our server. So we are not going to use any Google server or Microsoft server. Since it's our beginning only, we'll be directly using the local host, which is a server inbuilt in our computer systems. So to connect to that, I'm going to write app.listen to port 3000. So you can use port 8080 also. These are places where you can access your local host. So now, how will I know that whether it got connected or not? For that, I will call in a callback function. So where I will write in my console server connected at port 3000. So now let's run this. So for running this, it's simple. you just have to write node index.js. Okay. Yes, so server connected at port 3000. So how can I access that port 3000? You just have to go to your local host. Okay, so localhost 3000, and what you can see here is you can see cannot get. Okay, so cannot get is what it's typed and then a backslash. That means although me the user typed in my group browser localhost 3000 where my my files are being rendered, but nothing has happened, right? Although the user is saying something, nothing happened. I have given a request to open this, but I'm not able to get anything. So why is that? Because we haven't written anything in our server side code. So we didn't write, we just said connect and that connected. But we didn't write what will happen if the user is sending a request. So the request the user sent was a get request. So we'll handle that with this code or this function get, and it takes two parameters. First the route, okay, where the request is being called, and then we have the function that we can write a callback function. It takes two parameters, request and response. This is short form. You can even write the full form. Then we can respond, right? So res dot send, and over here you can write maybe I have received and now responding. Okay, right. So now if we go back and refresh, we still get this error, cannot get. The reason for this is because we haven't restarted our server. So we have to restart it. So we will again call node index.js, run it. And then later if you go there, you can see I have received and now responding. So this is something that we have to keep in mind. Okay, so now it will be more visible. So now moving on. So this is a simple web application that we have created that responds to the request from the user. So this is the so we have created our very first server connection as well as our Express application that is responding to our request. So now we'll build on this and try to figure out how we can send in code files, right? And how we can display our HTML as well, because we have web apps with HTML front end as well. So how can we connect that to the backend or the server side JavaScript? So this is what is coming up in the next session, where we will be building our very own calculator app and understanding all these concepts much more better. So thanks for watching and see you all in the next session.